ఇక్కడ నుంచి అక్కడ కూర్చుంటాం అక్కడ లాస్ట్ కార్నర్ So you are going today? On December begins to be in the
start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to settle down. We are going to start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to settle down. We are going to start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to settle down. We are going to start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to settle down. We are going to start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to settle down. We are going to start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to settle down. We are going to start the program in next couple of minutes. Requesting all the delegates to come forward to fill in the seats which are empty. Requesting please come forward to come forward to fill in the seats which are empty. Forward, 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 fill in the seats which are Requesting all the delegates to please sit down. Requesting all the delegates to please sit down. Thank you. Requesting all the delegates to please sit down. Thank you. My name is Bala Petigari, Chief Innovation Officer at TCS, and the immediate past chair of the CSI Hyderabad chapter. Chief Innovation Officer at TCS. I'll be your MC for the first part of the program. Right through this particular channel. I'll be your MC for the first of all, let me set some ground rules. Requesting all of you to put your mobile phones on silent. It truly helps the program to run smoothly and avoid any kind of disturbances. Second, and most importantly, during this inaugural program, I request the movements to be very less as much as possible so that you can really focus what is happening here. The movements to be very less as much as possible. Third and most important thing, in case of any emergency calls, if you want to take, you can take the back door and exit and take your call and emergency calls in the sitting place. So pay attention. This board program is out for all of you, which has been designed. So thank you once again for patiently listening for the benefit of the people. Requesting all of you to wear this ID cards, tags. This is mandatory as part of the TF protocol. In case if you do not have this particular tag, please ensure that you take it from the registration desk. It helps for your smooth movement within the TF premise. It helps and in case you want to use the restrooms, there are restrooms outside left and right. You can utilize as soon as you want to use the restrooms. With that note, let me start out with the program proceedings. Good morning to all of you, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the CSI IT Conclave on the Emerging Technologies. This is an event that brings together IT Conclave on the Emerging Technologies, the brightest minds in the world of technology to discuss the latest trends on innovation and challenges in the field of information technology. The Computer Society of India is one of the largest professional organizations in the country dedicated to promote excellence in the field of computer science. And it is a great honor for us to be hosting this particular event, which brings together professionals, academicians, researchers, and students from all over the country. As we embark on this journey of knowledge sharing, we will be exploring some of the most pressing issues facing the world of technology, and from the latest trends in AI, machine learning we have already witnessed. We felt we need to curate some of the challenges which are associated with this. That's where the cybersecurity is coming into the context of this. The more you come to this, that's where the cybersecurity is important for coming into the context of the real cyber. The more you come to this, that's where the sensitivity is important. So the intent is to bring real cyber, more necessary challenges and how they come what kind of evidence you need to deal with. So the intent is to bring more some of the greatest technologies like 5G and the most of 5G open up new solutions, new use cases across technologies like 5G. So it is important aware of those particular areas of innovation which could really change the lifestyle so not particularly you might be hearing about most professionals will be sharing some insightful use and share their experience with all of us. We'll also have some of the panel discussions where you have an opportunity to share and ask your questions and raise your concerns associated with to get some more insights and into the direction of the I'd like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all those partners volunteers particularly from positivity and extended travel from far people to today because we have some travel all the and I would request all of you to have enjoy this adventure. With that note, I am going to have a request some of our adventure. With that note, what guests to I am going to have a request some of our adventure. With that note, what guests to I am going to have a request some of our adventure. With that note, what guests to I am going to have a request some of our adventure. With that note, what guests to I am going to
Behind the thought of introducing the product development company for first time in India
in
in
2000.
2000,
It's called Logic
Logic
Designs.
Science.
And
And
he
he
has
has
tremendously
tremendously
contributed to the
contributed to
series chapter growth and also the series India growth. Probably in the Hyderabad chapter, he is the student ranks from 28 to 152 in the 4 years where he was serving the series Hyderabad chapter. And he also moved the entire deficit from 3 lakh to surplus of 6 lakhs. It indicates the kind of a commitment and excellence is offered to the academia and industry together. And basically, just wanted to let you know, he's a reputed physics teacher and he has also voluntarily retired and established a software company called Logic Designer, which is considered the first product development unit for domestic needs. And after running this company for 10 years, he has handed it over the company to the juniors. And he started focusing on energy efficient LED lighting for Indian needs and where it is currently advanced stage of implementing LED light. He has not only contributed to the CSI but also volunteered for several villages and educating and driving a lot of CSR initiatives. And he has also played several roles within the CSI at chapter level, regional level, and also at India level. And very well known personality within the CSI fraternity, Raju Kajibala. Sir, please join us on the stage. A big round of applause to both the senior veterans who are serving the CSI for a long time. I'm going to welcome the next important member onto the stage. He's the current chairman of the CSI Hyderabad chapter and playing a role of team placements and admins and head of department of CSC, MBSI Engineering College with more than 34 years of experience. He's one of the rare personalities who has received Best Teacher Award for three times. And he's a very committed member and dedicated and visionary with academia and industry views. driving the Hyderabad chapter with a lot of passion and rigor. I welcome Professor Kumar Garu to join the stage. So, as I mentioned, we are on the verge of driving the industry revolution at different levels. You all know that industry is completely getting digital, and there is also a lot of threats, lot of worries associated with artificial intelligence and other areas. And as we are speaking, there is a lot of important delegation and meetings are happening at the US and India level and other countries also. Just wanted to let you know two important snippets. One thing is recently, that is yesterday, as of yesterday, there is a Joe Biden invited Satya Nadella, Sam Altman, and also the Sundar Pichai and many other important delegates to focus on AI-related safety measures and risk mitigation strategies to ensure that trustworthy AI, responsible AI can be taking place. That indicate that cybersecurity plays a very important role in the entire challenges to be mitigated. So any technology need to be for the safety of the citizens, safety of the business. So today we are going to focus on some of the three important areas: cybersecurity, 5G, and IoT. As we progressively move, before that, it is important for all of us to have the prayer song. I would request now Neha to come onto the stage and do the prayer song. I request all of you to stand up, please, during the prayer song.
Mahaganapatim manasa smarami 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 Mahaganapatim Mahadevasutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Marakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Marakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahakavyanatakavi Priyam Mahakavyanatakavi Priyam Mushikavahanamodaka Priyam Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Mahaganapatim. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you. Requesting other delegates who are joining to settle down. Okay. We have a small announcement from Garu. So please.
I think it is now apt to remember one great past president of our chapter, C.D. Murthy Garu. He was the one who was associated with ECAL and CSI to make the first hardware part of computers in Hyderabad and that led to many other developments. So we are unfortunate that we lost him around some 20 days back. I wish that before we start, let us remember him and then just maintain some silence for 1 minute, sir, please. He's a great man, please.
Thank you. Now I take the privilege to invite Venkat Parshuram to say a few words before we start with the proceedings of the speakers on cybersecurity, 5G and IoT areas. Venkat.
Thank you, Bala. And good morning to all. The energies are supposed to be very high in the morning. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for coming all the way out here. As per the current trend, what's happening? So CSI, we planned, let's have an IT conclave out here. Let's speak on some of the topics which is on 5G, IoT, XYZ and all. I just speak very bluntly because I need to speak your languages up. So these are all the jargons, but you need to understand where we are actually leading to. So all this panel discussions, everything will be based on that kind of a level. Where will be a lot of discussions, I think I should not be... Okay. Where it will be briefed on what exactly the impact of it is and how we have to take it forward. So this is the current trend which is happening, so that is why this topic has been taken, though it is not limited to this. There are many other technologies coming in. People have got used to the work from home kind of culture. People, they have been using the IT kind of equipments out. So cybersecurity has been into the prime focus. So we also from Government of India, I think Rajaguru will speak on that. That's on the G20 and MIT. Right now this year, India is leading out onto the cybersecurity awareness programs up here. So this is one of the topics which is more important. It is not the programming, or it is not the concept, or it is not the technology what comes in, but how do you maintain it and how do you don't fall prey to any of these issues are. So that's exactly what is being talked. So I welcome all of you out here. There's a power pack sessions going on, so I don't want to take much of time on that. Though there are a lot to speak with all you students and all, there are a lot of innovations from the CSI Hyderabad, from India we have put it to the Hyderabad chapter, and which will be briefed in the end, because as he rightly said, Sridhar, who's the person who has been leading the hardware, so we have something out from the Hyderabad chapter which will actually benefit to all the students in fraternity and also the faculties out here. That over a period, maybe the second panel sessions you will come to know about it. So thank you very much and welcome to all of us.
Thank you. So, Conclave Society of India has a lot of contributions to the development of IT within Indian community and also in academia. And now with the G20 summit, for the G20 also there's a good amount of contributions which are going on in this particular area. And from CSI, Saurabh Agarwal is representing and contributing to this initiative. But anyone who wanted to associate and contribute in this journey, do let us know. We will try to connect. With that note, I will now request Raju Kanchipurla to address the gathering and provide his views how CSI is there and what level of contributions you all can make to make CSI bigger and Indian IT community much bigger to show the impact in the business and citizen-centric world. Thank you. Raju.
Good morning, everyone. I think it's a big privilege for me to address to all my seniors and my fellow friends who are here. Okay. loud. I think my voice itself is loud, my dear. So now I think we have come down to a CSI conclave, which is a normal feature for every chapter to run a conference on some aspect. When we talk of cyber security, I remember Ireland when he was with CDAC. I think he has just given me a diary in which there has been just mentioned for 365 days what not to be done to prevent yourself from cyber attacks. I still have that book somewhere. Thank you, Ireland. He has initiated that work right in 2014 when IT was at its lower levels with respect to this cyber attacks and everything. Today, cyber security has become a very important task, and the government of India is treating this as a major issue or a major threat for the entire world in the days to come. So, being a part of the G20 and then being a president of G20, the idea of the government was to make all the people get aware of cyber security and cyber threats, so that how they can prevent themselves. So, along with the Ministry of Electronics and IT, they have just formed a group to talk about cyber security. And fortunately, CSI is a part of the group where we want to promote the awareness of cyber security to all the people. Cyber security to all the people means I don't mean the people who are sitting here because they are all well aware of the laws, everything, and you can read well. We are worried about the grandparents, the housewives. Fortunately, every one of them have a mobile phone with them. And thanks to the new JAM, Jandan accounts, Aadhaar and mobile. So everyone has an account. And they have some money to that account. It might not be a huge amount, but there is some money. And we have people who are in a position to give them by just sending that and this and then siphon the money out. So how do we just make those people get secured? So the idea of MIT and CSI is to use the last mile, the students, who is tomorrow. You go down to every village nearby, educate the people how to protect yourself from cyber attacks. This was the basic, let's say, mandate given to CSI. And I am happy that Hyderabad chapter has come forward to just make a conclave on cyber security and IoT. It's wonderful. This is the basic idea, and I hope that you all just do it. Now it is time for me to tell something about CSI. I think it is Ireland who just made a presentation some 6-7 years back about the developments of CSI. It was started in 1965. They have not started this to make an association or a society. There were very few people who were working in the field of IT with some hardware that has been imported from different parts of the world. They were not in a position to use it. So they wanted someone to assist them to use it properly so that they can just function well. It is just normal. Something is known to me might not be known to you. Something which is known to you might not be known to me. So if we could just join hands and then exchange our views, my problem can be solved by you and your problem can be solved by me. That's why they just brought a team of people together, and that has made CSI to come into existence in 1965. From 1965, they started working with professionals who are there in DRDO and then different CSIR labs. In 75, they were thinking that we should start working with the future of the country, not with the present of the country. So they thought, why not we extend the CSI also for students to promote the awareness of CSI to different parts. And I am fortunate, as Bala said, the first student branch was started in 1978 in Osmania University. Being this in Hyderabad, and I am fortunate that I was a part of that where they taught me for Fortran. And if at all there is a certificate for me in my life, it is only the CSI certificate which they have given in 1978. And I stood first in that training program, in the order of marks. The reward that I was given is, I can use the TDC 312 computer for 30 minutes in 1 year, for 2 years. Imagine 30 minutes in 1 year, extended for 2 years. So that is the greatness of CSI, which made me just move away from physics and then start working with IT. After that, there is no look back. And it is CSI who has just made me to meet all great stalwarts, like Raja Ramana, the bar person, Raja Raman, the man who has written the book Quran. And the best thing is, I could have a cup of tea with Professor S. Kohli in his office. A small person like me could never have thought of meeting Professor Kohli in his room personally and having a cup of tea with him. The credit goes to CSI. This is what CSI gave to me. And CSI has always given a great encouragement for anyone to do good work. The vision and mission of CSI is to take IT to masses. And I hope that we will all work together to make my grandchildren know better IT than me and my parents. Thank you. Right.
Thank you, sir, for briefing upon what we are trying to do in the CSI and your views on the overall CSI contribution to the nation. And with that note, I would like to request Professor Mars, CSI Hyderabad Chapter Chairman, to come and address the gathering.
So very good morning. So respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, very senior members of the CSI from industry, most important the students who have invested your day on a Saturday being here. Thank you very much. And not easy to invest days today, especially with students, because I am from the academia. And I am sure, I think, initiatives like this, the CSI India, I would like to extend my sincere thanks for the initiative from CSI India for this IT Conclave. I am sure I think all the sessions are planned to be very resourceful and informative. I am sure I think you will go through the sessions and take benefits out of it. I would like to extend my sincere thanks for all the speakers for giving their time, for being here, and to share their knowledge. And most importantly, the idea came up with, I should definitely mention the name, Mr. Bala Dagari, one of our past chairman of CSI Hyderabad chapter. It is his idea with which we have actually built this program. Thank you very much, Bala, for all the initiative. He is such a wonderful person and has a lot of time to be used as a resource person by all the colleges. And thanks for the opportunity given to me today, and we're not taking much of your time because we are already running late. Thank you very much, and wish you a wonderful day today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts and enlightening the importance of such kind of event. With that note, we are getting into the mainstream of the IT conclave on the emerging MCs. Wing Commander Srinivas, I just wanted to set some more context to the program. Cybersecurity is definitely a critical concern for all of us in the business and citizen-centric paradigm, and it is very much essential for all of us to invest collectively together to build a robust cybersecurity measures, drive education and awareness context, to minimize the impact of cyber threats by taking a proactive approach towards cybersecurity business and citizens, which can enable us to protect and drive the country's critical infrastructure from the cyber attacks to the greatest level. Over and above, the impact of 5G and IoT in Indian context is also pretty significant, and these emerging technologies have the potential to transform the way we live, work, and communicate with each other. So it is important to fully realize the potential of these particular technologies, and it is quite important to address the challenges and ensure that adequate measures are placed to protect against the cyber threats, once again, to ensure we adequately drive our programs, skill development initiatives, and training, which can really enable us further. With that note, now I request and invite Wing Commander Srinivas, and I would request the guests to get onto the chairs so that we can start the program. Thank you. And I'm handing it over to Wing Commander Srinivas to drive the program further on the IT Conclave of Emerging Technologies. The first theme of the session is cybersecurity. And before he starts, I just wanted to set the context of the agenda of today's session. In the first part of the day, we have the IT Conclave on Emerging Technologies covering the cybersecurity, 5G, and IoT sessions. Post-lunch, we are going to have a small cultural program from a couple of engineering colleges, just to ensure that the tone sets for the CSA Corporate and Academy Excellence Awards, which will be the next part of the session. And there will also be a CSA Hyderabad chapter events and updates from the chairman and secretary together. With that note, I hand it over to Wing Commander Srinivas to take the proceedings further. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Bala. Very good morning to you all. I intend a very high charge, high voltage reply from there. Good morning to you all. This makes sense actually. Good. See, this total audience, if I divide into only two groups, the first two chairs are actually the people who are leading the IT, leading the digital transformation, the technology, all put here with their experience. But the third row onwards are the students basically who are yet to join the industry and drive the society forward. So we need a lot of energy, and I am very sure, as it has been told by the speakers like Raju Garu, Venkat Garu, and Prasanna Garu, and Bala has set a wonderful context for the today's program. We have a lot of energetic programs, and we are very happy to see you all here with smiling faces and spending time, energy from all the distance you have come here. I urge you to focus, dedicate, and learn and take something good away from here. Because the topics that are going to be discussed here are concerning each one of us. In the sense, when you say IT, when Raju Garu said that the objective of CSI is IT for masses. CSI has been working in the field of emerging technologies, and also cybersecurity is one of the prime technologies is required for the digital transformation. We are going through a digital world, and the government of India has got a lot of initiatives in the last 10 years to change the society, the way we live, the way we transact, the way we talk. Everything is digitized now. Do you all agree? I want answers. Do you all agree? Yes. Everything in the last 10 years has changed. And there are different eras if you see, pre-COVID era and post-COVID era also. There are many changes that have taken place pre and post in the industry and also in the society. We do not know how to conduct a business as much as now in the previous days, particularly the digitization. We know that our grandmother goes to the mandi, gets 50 grams of green chili by paying the money through a smartphone now. Every vendor, including that chart and all that, they have got the GPay or whatever, scanning the barcode. Was it there 5 years ago? No. The more we get into digitization, our life is very comfortable. Do you all agree or not? Agree? Okay. With the comfort always, there is always a threat. What threat are we talking about today? Is the same threat, cyber security. The cyber security is impacting our lives. There is
a element of threat if you do not know how to use these smart devices, how to behave online safe, be it a society, be it individual, be it a family, or be it a business. It is affecting everyone. The people, the future professionals, particularly who are all aspiring to join the IT industry, that is maximum, correct? India has been a greatest exporter of the IT workforce in the last 3 decades. We have been supplying the workforce to all the countries globally. Now, entire globe is looking towards India also to give solutions in this cyber security. We have not been doing much in this because we have been victims. There has been a cyber threat as per government of India, if you remember, around 9 to 11 seconds on an average every day. The threats are there against everyone, be it an individual or a business. Okay, I will not take much time. There are wonderful experienced speakers to talk about the emerging technology threats, particularly in cybersecurity, and the need of knowing the cybersecurity for the industry people and also for the students. Right? Anyone who is aspiring to join the cybersecurity, particularly IT industry, needs to know something more about the cybersecurity. If you don't know, like it is the outer shell of any technology, be it 5G, be it AI, ML, or anyone. Your friends must be there in the AI, ML branches, but if they don't know how to make a safe code, the programming goes for a 6. You cannot become a good IT professional if you do not know how to make a secured one. Your house cannot be safe unless the fence, the lock is safe. Am I correct? It is physical security. Now, when it comes to the digitization, it is the IT security that is more important actually. If you do not know the cyber security, you cannot make a good professional. You cannot safeguard the industry where you are working. You cannot safeguard your career also. Why? I am saying with conviction that with the Data Protection Act of the bill which is going to come, every industry is going to be accountable for the threats or the loss that is going to happen through their conduit. Who is going to make the loss? The employees, through their ignorance. So the employees are supposed to know the secured methods of conducting the work. So I urge each one of you to concentrate on that is being discussed now here with the 2 eminent speakers who are going to be there. And before I go ahead with introducing the first speaker, I want to make good justice to say something from this rostrum because he is an eminent personality in cybersecurity. He is presently a partner with cybersecurity consulting with EY, that is Ernst & Young LLP India, that is one of the premier institutes, or we can say industry body. And he is also, before that, is Executive Director of Cybersecurity Services with PwC. We all know PwC is one of the leading financial consulting company, and also with TCS as a principal consultant and global head to manage the fraud management and digital forensics. He has been expert in digital forensics, had a lot of certifications from international universities, has a lot of awards, particularly from the government bodies, and he has worked with the major projects that are made to look into the digital forensics. He has worked with Interpol. He has been, you can say, associated with anything and everything in the digital forensics and cybersecurity in the last 2 to 3 decades. It is our privilege to invite Sri P. Krishna Shastri Garu on the dais to give us some wise words on the cybersecurity. Shastri Garu, please, sir.
No, there is no screen. That's what I came to.
Very good morning to all of you. Thank you, CSI Hyderabad, for inviting me, and thanks, Mr. Commander, for introducing me to the participants. Perhaps maybe, as Mr. Rao knows very well, for the last 3 decades, I'm in the cyber security. Almost I stopped going and taking sessions, but I don't know, because of my push from other factors, I was here. The uniqueness of this session is maybe after a long time, I'm taking presentation without a screen, right? So when especially students were there, I request CSA to see that, remember some screen, so that the people can make a note of that, instead of listening as something as a modulation or something. So, as you rightly mentioned about it, yes, I was with several government agencies, with corporates, Interpol and government agencies, which I'm not supposed to disclose some agencies. So whatever here I'm speaking is purely for the education purposes, and don't try to corroborate or correlate to any of the international bodies or remember the national agencies. Like many of these people who are sitting in the front rows, I born in 1960s, and I used to think about I'm the most fortunate. Why I'm very fortunate is in 1960s I have seen agriculture revolution, 70s I have seen industrial revolution, 80s computer revolution, 90s internet revolution, 2000 onwards mobile revolution, 2010 onwards IoT revolution. So I'm fortunate I have seen almost all the revolutions that has come. I'm also fortunate I have seen the barter system. And my mother, being a middle class family, says that give this half cup of coffee powder to the neighbor and get half cup of, remember, tea powder or sugar. And I'm also fortunate I have seen the physical currencies, smart contracts, digital currencies. I have seen villages, I have seen towns, I have seen cities. I'm also seeing now smart cities. But in Indian context, the meaning is different. If Mr. Nitin Gadkari announces Nagpur is a smart city, you will not find anything except the next day newspaper Sunday. Paper will be very heavy inside, lot of brochures where a layout has been created with underground drainage systems and all. I hope many of you might have seen it. But that is not called smart city. In 2016, when I had been to Taiwan, I have seen every citizen of Taiwan who got 50 years of age, for them a digital watch has been created. Generally in India, if the government gives a watch, we'll give it to our kids, right? But it's not the case in the case of Taiwan. So every citizen who is 50 years, they should wear the watch. It records the heartbeat and pulse rate 24/7. Through global positioning system, it go to the hospital server. 2016, I'm talking about it. So every citizen data bank in the real time is going to get created. What is my heartbeat and what is my pulse rate? Assume Shastri is a citizen of Taiwan and he is a heart patient. They have written a rule there. If my heartbeat becomes less than, remember, 40, more than 200, immediately an alert will get generated. That alert will go in the form of a SMS through global positioning system again to an ambulance. The ambulance will, based on the geo-tracking available here, will identify on which road Mr. Shastri is walking. It will come and pick me and drop it in the hospital. The time they are taking is 2.5 minutes. So by the time citizen knows there is irregular heartbeats and palpitation, the paramedical man will say, sir, please come and sit down, there is something wrong with your heart. That is what the concept of the smart city. And I have seen the Web 1.0, because we have seen a lot of people who are in the IT industries from 60s itself. Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. Now we are all going into something called as virtual reality, segmented realities, and metaverses concepts are coming. But technology is a double-edged weapon. So what we have seen is positive side. Now I used to think about, am I fortunate? What I thought in the morning is, I am fortunate. By listening the stories by 6 o'clock, I used to think that am I fortunate is the next question. Why it is? The global cost of the cybercrime has given $5 trillion US dollars. It's the third largest economy in the world after USA and remember China. The dreams of Mr. Modi to become India 5 trillion by 2025 is getting shattered because according to the World Economic Forum report, by 2025, the cybercrime industry will go to 12 trillion US dollars. Probably it may beat even China also. For every 1 second, one cyber attack is happening, and for every 34 seconds, one ransomware attack is happening. And those people who are here, because I have to explain exactly what is the gravity of the situation, what is happening, how the student sector should react. That was the purpose of this session. The reason why I stopped taking sessions at different locations is, I enjoyed more than 3 decades something called first mover advantage. It is a high time you people should come forward and we people should move to back. That's what I'm really looking at. Is the reason is, we have a remember analytical power, but the way our brains will work sharply, our brains will not work. Hope you will agree for that, sir. That's where the younger generation has to play a very, very important role. I will tell you why it is, where the problem is happening. So what is the other point is, per day more than 9 lakhs of malwares are coming and hitting the internet. Out of which 2% of the malwares does not have signatures with us. Please remember, no antivirus is going to detect that. For every 100 years when you are getting a virus like a COVID, how much impact? Because the problem with COVID is we don't have a signature for that. Hope you'll agree. Now, per every day, 2% of the 9 lakhs viruses are coming whose signature is not available, means you can think about the gravity of the situation. One fellow should die. Do the analysis, get the malware sample, update your antiviruses in the whole world in the form of threat intelligence. You can think of the problem. And almost all the attacks, Mr. Rao knows, almost every attack that hit in this country, major organizations will come to me. When we did the investigation, the average time the attacker is spending the network is 186 days. So today, if something has come in the news saying that defense organizations got impacted, yesterday was not place where the attacker entered the defense organization. He was there for nearly almost 6 months on an average. When 6 months even he was present, why the existing tools are not in a position to detect it? Think about it. We'll come to the answer for that. And today cybercrime has become a very organized crime. Hope you remember there is a bank called Cosmos Bank in Pune which got impacted with a cyber attack, and within 2 hours that bank has lost 94 crores of rupees. And from 25 countries, the ATM systems, the money has been withdrawn. Police have arrested 17 people in this country and they were produced and court has given the judgment. But all the 17 people are only who went to ATM to take the money. We call them as a mules. Who is a real attacker? No one knows about it. Please understand this point. Who is behind this, where the money, how the parts, because that's a completely different story. If you take the skill versus focus, we have a scenario where 15 years back, less skill, less focus, people called script kiddies or immature hackers. Today, high skill, high focus people are available called APT attackers. You'll be surprised to know some countries, I'm going to show it to you. They have a domain experts who knows how the SCADA systems of Indian defense systems will work. They work specifically for 8 to 9 months to reach the target. So how we have to think of is, the attackers is, they're like how we are prepared for the civil service examination. 1 year target will keep it. Their ultimate aim is to compromise this network. They will work day in, day out. We call them as APT attackers. So why the sharp increase in the cyber attacks is happening? The gap between technology implementation and the security. The way the technology is moving is very fast. My cyber security products are not coming with that much speed. Today, tell me, I don't know how much aware. There is a ransomware which will infect your TVs, a ransomware which will infect your refrigerators. Before that, you should know, the one word I have not used is something called D-commerce, called device commerce. Today, at the end of the month, I am going to get my electricity bill. I go to Telangana State Department website, enter my card number, CV number, date of expiry, name as on card. I will wait for OTP. If the signal is not coming, I will go to balcony to get the signal. But do you ever, 2018 itself, one company in the world has produced 3 lakhs refrigerator. Having a LCD panel and 2 doors on the right side, you can type it bigbasket.com. It will get opened. Add potatoes, tomatoes, brinjals, add to cart. Money will get automatically deducted. You don't require to enter card number, CV number. Just go to YouTube and watch the video. Samsung and MasterCard agreement. Now the latest version has come. Sastry always eats potatoes, tomatoes, brinjals. You don't have even time to remember to see how many kgs of potatoes in the refrigerator. If the number of kgs of potatoes in the refrigerator becomes less than 1 kg, my refrigerator automatically money will get deducted from a bank account or the credit card. Somebody will come and knock the door, sir, please take this 1 kg of potato. Already that systems were in place, remember. But you can encrypt the refrigerator by using a ransomware called Flocker, F-L-O-C-K-E-R. If you want, that is available for $5. I don't know how many of you aware about this point. Just go to Google and type it, Flocker ransomware available for sale, $5 only. Install on mobile phone, Bluetooth. If your apartment is having 40 houses, all the 40 TVs will get encrypted at the single stroke. So if people listen and implement, I am not responsible. Organizers, please remember that. The reason why this is happening is our mindset itself is reactive. One reason why this remember sharp increase is the way the technology is moving, my cyber security products are not moving. Second is our mindset, always our mindset is reactive. Those people who are seniors in the first rows, how many people will raise the hands? If you construct your house first, have you constructed house first or have you constructed compound walls first? Everybody will raise hands, house only. If money and material remains, then I will construct the compound wall with doing plastering outside but not inside. Construction of house is digitization. Construction of compound wall is nothing but security. We given the least importance for the security, blindly going for something called digitization. The reason is, just day before yesterday, a parliamentary committee meeting has happened for cyber security, calling the banks. You just go to 3 days back in newspaper. 1675 crores of money people have lost because of frauds in the last 4 months of this year. And what was reported is only tip of iceberg. When 10% got reported, the Government of India statistics shows 1675 crores. Then you can calculate it. So are we pushing the people into digitization without understanding the negative aspects? How many Jandan agents accounts are getting misused by so-called the Jamtara batch? Is the KYC norms are properly verified? These are all some of the questions beyond this point of discussion. The second is, as you rightly mentioned about it, all the products we are rolling out into the market are not properly tested. There is nothing called secure by design, nothing called secure development life cycle. Recently, one nationalized bank has got an internet banking application. The application has been slightly, remember, changed, but testing has been not done after the modification has been made. In 3 hours, people made the transaction. When somebody is typing wrongly, he has given, fortunately, his PIN number, but still it has become worked. It means it has not verified even the internet banking PIN number. He told to his friend, he verified. Within 3 hours, the bank has lost 26 crores of rupees. So when the application has got modified, they could not understand the meaning of the word secure development life cycle. Nothing called UAT, nothing called production. What is in UAT is different from what is in what? Production. This is some of the problems. And ease of accessibility of tools has become another big problem today. You want to make a DDoS attack for 1 hour, pay $10, you can download it, email bombers are available. Same time, remember the ransomware, you might have heard about it. I being in this domain always prefer to give a crazy names. Because people say the word CS means cyber security, I prefer to call CS is a common sense. I will tell you the reason why it is. Because working for police for nearly 22 years, we always give the examples in a very layman's terminology. So what is this ransomware? If you look at it, I prefer to call ransomware as nothing but the revenue generation malware. The reason is, you might have heard about some fraud called Nigerian scam. Have you heard about it? In reality, Nigerian scam is also called with another name. Can anybody can say? It is 419 scam. Why it is? Our 420 is equal to 419 in that country. That was the reason why it is. Several countries are encouraging that crime because the foreign exchange is coming because of that. One rogue nation in the world is getting 8% of their foreign exchange because of ransomware attacks. Due to sanctions imposed on them, their foreign exchange reserves have come down. So that is encouraging their countrymen to hack into other countries' computer system, put ransomware, encrypt the data, ask the bitcoins, sell the bitcoins, get the dollars by foreign exchange reserves will increase. I don't want to tell the name of the rogue nation, which is widely known about NK. Now, at the same time, these ransomware hackers also know how to manipulate even the cryptocurrencies. If today all the hackers are asking, remember, to get the data, please pay me in bitcoins. We know total number of bitcoins being constant, the demand for bitcoins increases means the price of bitcoin also what? Increases. Tomorrow all ransomware groups decided don't ask in bitcoins, ask in Ethereum coin. Then Ethereum coin price will what? Increase. So dollar price should increase, or euro price will increase, or rupee price will increase. Exactly they have started practicing the same. So please look at it. Now it is coupled with the geopolitical situation, especially for Russian-Ukraine war and all that. Because this is all related to the growth of IT industry also. The IT industry's purpose is let us promote, remember something called cloud, right? You might have heard about cloud. But after Russian-Ukraine war has happened, can we move to the cloud is a question mark. So I took the cloud from a company which is based out of USA, assume. Tomorrow India and USA relations become bad, and that American company said, I'm not going to work from India, so our entire, remember, structure will get what? Collapsed. So can we withstand for that today? Please remember that point. That's why think about it before implementation, the geopolitical situation also. Coupled with anonymizers, VPNs, proxies, etc., this is again creating the problem. So that's where, if you look at, is where the real trend is happening. So working in this for nearly 3 decades for all sectors, I classified the cyber crimes into 5 categories. The first category, because basically the word cyber crime, cyber attack differences, you should understand it. The first 2 variants or the first 2 generations are called cyber crime. The last 3 are something comes under what? Cyber attack. So what is a cyber crime? If you look at it, is the definition, crime committed by using computer as a tool or a target or a what? Both. Please remember that's a basic definition. When computers initially that was present here, computer printer scanners in 1990s, we used to investigate several cases where somebody produces a fake currency or fake certificate. I will take Bala degree, scan that one using Adobe Photoshop, replacing his photo with my photograph and replacing his name, etc. is the first variant. So there you have only standalone systems, etc. Then when local area networks and wide area networks have come, software manipulations, the record manipulations, electricity board scams and all that has happened, they change my data with raw data. So my 2000 rupees he will pay, is 20 rupees I am going to pay it. Software manipulations you have seen. How less successful case set examination manipulation. The fellow who failed in, remember, in the Karnataka Common Entrance Test in +2 has become the topper in the examination. Because just the scan papers has been what? Key has been changed. So A set, B set, C set and D set will be there. My interested candidate is B. So after the scanning happened, actually the actual key should be kept. But actual key is nothing but this student paper answers only they have taken as a base. So this fellow has become topper. The Karnataka +2 topper has failed in the examination with 45,000 rank. Then they got the doubt that is how it's possible because of these manipulations. Lot of cases because second generation. Third generation is slowly viruses, etc. have come into existence. Small example I will tell you today, everybody is educating everyone. Don't open the mail that has come from the unknown sources. And that we popularly call as phishing mails, etc. because they may be having a link and all that. If somebody is calling and asking you to put something or click, that is called phishing. Somebody is sending a SMS to ask you to click on that. That is called what? Smishing. Hope you know phishing, wishing, smishing are the technologies, but they're all outdated. Today, how people are taking out the data from the mobile phone is thanks to my QR code scanners. So you go for a hotel, just scan the QR code. That's how our virus will enter into your mobile phone. So this is popularly called QR ishing. QR ishing is never try to scan any QR code which you have received from unknown sources. I have kept some cases, but fortunately you are unable to see here. So you go for a hotel, the menu is there, sir, please scan the QR code. As a fraudster, I went and pasted over that QR code, this QR code. You went and scanned. Sometimes malware will get dropped. Sometimes it says a message, sorry, we are unable to scan. You are requested to download the QR code from so-and-so website. You'll go there and click, immediately something will span which will take over your entire data. So this is called QR ishing. So QR ishing has become another biggest problem today we are facing it. Third generation is where these viruses, etc. come. Fourth generation is attacks on the banks and the SCADA systems. And the fifth generation is something called the IoT devices. So this is the 5 generations. The fourth and the fifth generations have become ruling today everything. That's where I would have shown you here. One very popular company called Johnson & Johnson has come out with a watch. It automatically reads, remember, your sugar requirements and pushes the insulin into your body. Today it is hackable. And people can hack into the system and can push more amount of insulin into your body than required. Just Google it, go and type it, remember. And if you ask anyone, Somalia is famous for what? Any one of you, sir? For which purpose Somalia is famous? Very good. The pirates. So where the Somalian pirates will go inside the sea, around 20 kilometers, identify the ships carrying, remember, the oil, threaten them, get the oil to the shore and sell it. That's what they used to do the business. Today the Somalian pirates are not going into sea. I don't know how many of you are aware about it. There is a new technique has come called GPS spoofing. They are intercepting the signals and changing the latitude and the longitude. So ship automatically comes to the shore of our what? Somalia. And this is a very popular technique called GPS spoofing. Rao said, I am having the latest car which is a driverless. He will sit inside and type it. I want to go towards Gachibowli. The map will try to. I hack into the system and change the latitude and longitude. His car instead of Gachibowli will towards Tarnaka side. And GPS spoofing is the one where interception of the navigation signals and changing the latitude and the longitude is the biggest problem. Especially the embedded systems which are coming with you is really creating a big problem. So the future is there where SCADA systems, IoT systems, embedded systems, what was the code that was present, no one knows about it. That is what the biggest threat India is facing is something called supply chain risk. Future is there only for the supply chain risk. The IT softwares which we are using it, nobody is having any control over it, what was the code written. Every company in India will always try to prefer to purchase software which is the cheapest. And 90% of the code is the GitHub code which is freely available. So is the open source is a better or a closed source is another biggest problem. For a lot of times, lot of agencies in the world said go for open source. After the Log4j vulnerability that is rocked last year, I don't know because we don't have much time. Today is it the open source is the right source or not is another biggest problem. Please be careful about it going towards what code etc. So water treatment plants, power sectors, defense sectors, SCADA systems I'm talking about it. They're all getting impacted with the cyber attacks. So fourth and the fifth generation is really creating a crazy problem for the governments if you look at it because they're all critical. So future is there only for 2 categories, please remember. One is the supply chain risk is creating a problem. Supply chain risk means it may be a hardware component or a software component. I have my router which I am importing from a foreign country. Is that router inside what was the program written? None of us are known over. Is it sending the IP to Pakistan? Is it sending the data to China? Nobody knows about it. And we use a great technique, encrypt your data. Nobody can what? Decrypt it. Hope you agree, sir. Many countries in the world, I feel very pity because people are developing, so I'm not against the technologies. Blockchain. Promote blockchain. Blockchain can be broken with elliptical cryptography. Quantum computing comes means blockchain fate is a question mark. Please understand this point. That's where if you look at it, just go to Google. Today what we are telling is, let the hacker comes inside. Let him take the data he cannot understand means the rule is very clear. What is that? Data at rest and data in transit must be what? Encrypted. You'll agree, sir? You're all promoting. I hope you'll agree. Just go to Google and type it, or in the dark web you can search for it. Right? They are selling encrypted data. What is the theme? Collect data today, decrypt tomorrow. I don't know how much I've heard about. Just go to Google and type it. People are selling encrypted data. It will be useful maybe after 2 years. You got the point? That's where people are seeing that when the quantum computing will grow and it will become a household, that day all what we encrypted today can be what? Broken. So, collect encrypted data, decrypt tomorrow is a new trend that is happening. If anybody says, sir, please purchase, non-encrypted data is $100, encrypted data is $2, because encrypted data for you is a waste, rubbish. But purchase it, tomorrow it will be useful. Please remember this point, this is a new trend happening, this is a business idea you are supposed to have it sitting in the tea hub. So open a shop where you are interested only in purchasing what? Encrypted data. After 2 years, you can sell it very, very hot cake in the market. I have the American defense secrets, which was 10 years back encrypted. Today, I can able to decrypt it. It's a new trend happening. It is. Please remember, it's all up to you. Risk is our CSS. So, cyber security life cycle, if you look at it, is exactly remember this is what it is. Go in a very, very common sense. Where I came to know some academicians were there here. Please teach cyber security in a layman's perspective. I never taught in the police institutions the word firewall is a firewall. I used to say, how many of you seen the remember Ramayana? If Ravana remember Rama, Lakshmana going to the forest and Lakshmana draw a line. Anybody try to cross the remember the line, immediately what will come? Flame. Fire has come out, you might have seen it. That's a firewall. So when Ravana try to cross it, it will come. But when Rama or Lakshmana will come inside, it will not come. It means which IP address should be allowed and which IP address should not be allowed. Point number one. Second, Ravana took the mask of Rama and tried to cross it. It is allowed. So that is called IP spoofing. So never depend upon only an IP address. Now you write extra rule. The fellow should be remember white in color, Ajan Bahu, or assuming that Rama is not white, is a blue color. Then you write extra rules. Then chances of Ravana to enter into what? Less. That's called firewall configuration reviews. From time to time you are supposed to what? Change it. So this is what you are supposed to start teaching it. Remember, entire cyber security, because generally my sessions for 3-4 hours he knows it. We used to teach about cyber security in a very layman's knowledge, remember, so that people can understand easily. Never try to look at it as security operations, because I see some people say cyber security is a complex. No, it is a pure common sense. Take it to understand this point. So that's where if you look at the cyber security, we are going to classify the cyber security as a life cycle where the potential markets are available. I think Bala, I don't know where he is, if you can give the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So first is, remember, it is similar to you try to construct. Please remember, try to correlate. Mr. I.L. Rao is trying to construct a house around 25 kilometers away from city, because land rates are what? Very cheap. He has come back to his home and said, let us construct a house somewhere around 25 kilometers away from city. And immediately he is going to do, first thing, is constructing the house is safe or not? Will you agree? That's why cyber security, people ask how much money I should invest on that house. I.L. Rao, once he constructs a house, he is going to keep hardly 10 rupees in the house when he is a poor man. Assuming that. I know he is a rich, he is having a suit and all that. So Shastri is a very rich man, assume. So I am going to keep in the same house something around 1 crore cash. It means his risk factor is what? Less, and my risk factor is what? More. So how much organizations are going to spend on cyber security is depending upon what? How much risk they are having it. Please understand this point. So when you are going for a job market and a company is asking you to be part, Look at out of the company, which company is what? Having more risk. That fellow will pay more amount of money, there your job prospects are high. Please remember this point. Second is also, these are all business sutras, which I am telling you free of cost, right? Second point you should look at is also very simple. Where the companies are having a very good regulatory mechanisms, they are the one who are going to spend the money. So you have a banking sector and you have got a pharma sector. Assume an advertisement has come for a cyber security person in State Bank of India and a cyber security person in AAG hospital. Nobody bothers about if the data goes out of AAG hospital. Today it's available in Palika Bazaar for 10 rupees. That's why India Data Privacy Act, think about it, Cyberabad we are sitting, recently they got 68 crore people's data is available for sale. So Data Privacy Act, we can think of something. So my sincere request for all of you is remember, where the regulatory mechanisms are present in a country or in a country specific sector, that is a very, very potential market. Please try to look at it. Now the second point, so what you learn out of it is how much amount of cyber security they are supposed to spend depends upon the risks of that organization, point number one. So the next point if you look at it is, when you try to connect just like the house there, first he is going to do something called as, yes, what is the risk that is available? So first step of every cyber security is called risk assessment. So the cycle if you look at it is assess, design, deploy, manage, monitor, incident response. Based on the incident that has happened, again you learn the tricks, go for what? Better security. That is what something called cyber security life cycle. Assess means that's where, remember, assessing the risk is involved. What type of attacks can happen? How much is the overall risk you try to look at? Then based on that, Mr. Rao has decided, oh, here the risk being hit, I want to keep my, remember, the compound walls of minimum what? 25 feet. Then he kept the CCTV cameras and all and also security guard. That is called designing. So once he identified the risks, then he constructed, remember, or he has drawn a design. This should be the size of the wall and this should be the thickness. That is called security design. So second step is called network architecture designs and security architecture designs. Where to keep the CCTV cameras, where to keep the security guard in the same manner, where to keep the firewall, where to keep the IDS, where to keep the IPS, etc. That is called what? Design. After that document design he got it, he is going to keep, remember, the CCTV cameras there. That is called deployment. But that deployment once has done it, CCTV camera may work or what? May not work. That's what is called as what? Management. So assess, design, deploy, manage. But once CCTV footage is coming, somebody should look at it. You will agree? That is called monitoring. Even if you take all these measures, somebody able to jump out of that house, then he will understand something has happened. That's called what? Incident response. Then he will understand how this incident has happened and he do something called forensic investigation. He realizes his wall's height is only 20 feet. The fellow has come, the criminal has come in a lorry which is 19 feet. From there he has jumped inside. So let us increase the size of our what? Wall. Then again based on that incident investigation, again he will go for better what? Assessment. So assess, design, deploy, manage, monitor, incident response based on the lessons, again go for what? Assessment. This is the overall cycle where you are having what? Business. Now out of this business if you look at it, where the trends are coming. Please remember I am seeing it, lot of people say go for SOC. SOC is nothing but like a homeopathic doctor or some, I am not blaming anything, you will find a lot of people, RMP doctor type. Monitoring it is only. No. Where our entire capabilities of AI and ML are coming is really in the case of our what? Incident responses and forensics that they, it's a very, very crazy. $2,000 per hour US market is paying for an incident responder for forensics in US. Even in India also that's a very, very costly. Please remember that point, and the number of people available is also very less. SOC and all is purely monitoring, like a security guard sitting and looking at the CCTV cameras, who is going, who is crossing, etc. Oh, Rav is supposed to go only to the 4th floor, he went to the 5th floor, means again stopping it. So generating the alerts and making the system non-functional, etc. is only SOC. So please remember, already if you look at is the entire cycle, Assess, design, deploy, manage, monitor, incident response forensics. Earlier the cycle used to move in the clockwise. Now it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction. Why anti-clockwise direction is happening is very simple. Earlier, every organization's cyber security strategy is 3 steps. Protect, if something happens, detect, then go for what? Respond. Are you clear, sir? Put an antivirus. If still attack has happened, detect it. Then based on that, understand how this has happened, upgrade your what? Antivirus. This strategy is not going to work at all. Please remember this point. Protect, detect, respond strategy will not work. Why will not get? I will get the answer from you only. 2009, if you look at swine flu came to India, how many of you are aware about it? In 2009, when swine flu came to India, the advertisement in the newspaper says, Government of India is to give, wash your hands before lunch and dinners, or before you are eating something. And don't touch the person having what? Fever and all. They are given 5 bullet points. 2013, they gave the advertisement in another way. What is the first point? If you are having a running nose, 105 degrees temperature, and rashes on your body, immediately contact the doctor. What is the difference between these 2 advertisements? Any one of you? I am more than happy. The first advertisement is protect. It means washing your hands, don't touch the people, protect yourself. Protect, still you got the fever, detect it, go to the doctor and take the medicine called what? Respond. Even if government has given this, still swine flu started spreading. Now they realize, boss, 100% cyber security is a myth, it can never be a what? Reality. This statement, Times of India 2003, I have written an article, 100% cyber security is a myth, it can never be reality. Almost it's a 20 years, 2 decades back. Now what is the new strategy that has come here? Look at the second advertisement. What is the second advertisement says? Please remember, characteristics they are given. Based on that, yourself will detect. You will go to the doctor, respond, and you will tell your family members to stay away from you. That's called what? Protection. So today's cyber security strategy is detect, then what? Respond, and go for what? Protection. And before this detect, one more word has come. Can anybody can say what is that? With these characteristics, is there any chance Mr. Rao can get, remember, swine flu? That's popularly called what? Prediction. So predict, detect, respond, protect is a new cyber security strategy. That's where in the prediction you are having a very bigger role to play. Based on the entire data you are going to collect it, do analytics over it whether this organization can get impacted with cyber attack or not. After analytics is over, then use your AI and ML capabilities to see whether the attack can happen or not, is the attacker was already present in a network or not. That's where your AI and ML capabilities and data sciences are going to be what? Highly useful. So please remember that is where the security operations centers, where the rules etc. have been created, there's a very bigger role your younger generation have to play. Today organizations are not waiting till they got impacted to do what went wrong. They are want before the attack can happen, can somebody attacker was present in the network is they are looking. So AI, ML capabilities in the data sciences are going to play a very, very important role in predicting the organization, whether they can get hit by the attacker or not, what mechanisms they have taken is sufficient enough or not, they are trying to look for it. That's where as a younger generation, your data sciences and AML are going to play very, very what? Important roles. Please remember this point. The last but not the least I would like to say, in future, computer science alone will not solve the problem of cyber security. Electronics, electrical, and remember the computer science is going to play very important. Because once the SCADA systems and embedded systems have come into play, the popular chip which I am using my aircraft, is it possible to get hacked? So I would like to know my embedded systems perfectly. So future, if you are thinking only cyber security with a computer science background may not help 100%. The demand is always for people having electronics, electrical as well as what? Computer science. Once the IoTs and the 5Gs are going to come into what? Market. So thank you very much, sir. If you are having any doubts, I'm more than happy to answer the same. Thanks a lot. Any questions? I don't know how much. Okay. I'm on time, right? Nothing to worry. Okay.
Hi, I'm Nike. Thank you very much for all of that information. That was a lot. I found it very helpful. I have a lot of questions, but I'm limited to two things. So, since you said you worked with a lot of governments, I wanted to know, according to you, what is one of the low-hanging fruit IT policy, both on the government side and perhaps on the corporation side, that companies and governments are not implementing?
The first and the foremost is towards cyber security, the stepmother attitude. That's a big problem today we are facing it because regulators were not present in this country to punish it. It's almost a human tendency, you know it. If police is there, the way you drive is different from when the police is not there. You will agree about that? And India's uniqueness is very great. I don't know if you are aware about only country in this because I work for nearly 22 countries in the world. The purpose of, remember, signal lights is when to stop, when to go. You will agree? But and it means the signal light is automatically replacing a constable. Earlier constable used to keep stop, then he said go. Now India's uniqueness is where you will find both constable as well as what? Signal lights. Why this is happening? Because our regulatory systems are not at all good. Second is organization should know, because if the regulators start giving a fines for the organization for the violation of policies, then they are going to spend the money. Otherwise, people are not going to spend the money. Look at the characteristics. The number of people stopped drinking on Friday evening has increased after the police checkups in Hyderabad. You are not aware about that point. Because we do a lot of analytics based on that. Standard 45 road number 5. Right in the night, drunk and drive problem is there. So I have to book some other cabs. Starting source, you write it, remember, from wherever is the bar I am standing, that address, and destination is my Tarnaka home. It will ask you 2,000 rupees. Come 10 feet away from there. Peddama temple to Tarnaka, I write it, you will get for 800 rupees. If you want, you can check up for that. Because analytics also can be broken, right? The point is, what I would like to say, here the policies, unless you are strengthening it perfectly and making them to liable to implement that, the stepmother attitude towards cyber security will come into picture. Second is, in the form of digitization, we are all going ahead without even thinking about what? The offshoots and the problems of that. For example, that's where I said, Government of India itself has declared 1674 crores in the last 4 months this year, where customers' money has lost. Individuals in the country has lost it. And what was reported is only a tip of iceberg. You can think of how much money has gone in the OLX fraud and how much money has gone, remember, in the case of ATM, you took out different types of parts, Paytm, SMS, people clinking, downloading into, remember, mobile phones, remote desk wear by which that fellow is making transactions. So big problem you are facing is no liability, no regulatory mechanism strong enough. If you take started action against them, this is the problem. But data privacies will not help, etc. The reason is, for example, if you ask, what is your father's name?
Naveen.
You will say it, but in Europe they will never say. Because the data privacy was not in our culture at all. If I ask you what is your father's name, you are not supposed to say that.
Ask me my email, I will not give
Okay,
that.
whatever it is. So the point I would like to say it is, remember, data privacy is also linked to our what? Culture. That aspect is really missing. So where things went wrong, if you ask me 2 sentences, we could not identify the stakeholders of the entire chain. The second is our regulatory mechanism is very, very weak. So these two are the main reasons where we are getting impacted to a great extent. Right. Thank you.
42 crore Jan Dhan accounts. That means almost 42 crore people using these accounts, and they are the people who are just actually affected by the cyber attacks. So now can you just tell me, I'll just tell you the advantage of CSI. We have around 650 colleges who are under our belt, who are our associates. And each college has not less than 200 students. So we have almost around some lakh and a half students.
Sir, that's where I'm.
My request is, can we use your knowledge and then this team, where I can just make at least my 42,000 crores, out of which 10% of the people get aware of the possibilities of attack. I think, I remember that book, which I have been using it.
I will tell you this point.
That's what, sir. Can we do something? The question mark is,
Yes.
I am not interested to talk about the IT policies and regulations. I always believe,
Correct.
when there was a signal
Change.
jump,
Correct.
they have just levied a fine of 2,000 rupees.
Correct.
The moment they have levied a fine of 2,000 rupees, all signal jumps have stopped. So these are all things, something has to just go to the top, then only people will realize.
Correct.
But the bottom level people, they will not be in a position to understand, and they are the actual victims.
Right.
So how can we just really just make
Sir, one
those
point I
people-
would like to say, this is very simple. Actually, cybercrime, if you go and tell them, don't click that, it won't solve the problem. Reason is, everybody has become a victim is nothing but the fellow, if you look at it, is 95% is the greed. Please remember, this is a greed problem. That is the problem here also. 2 rupees should become by tomorrow morning 10 rupees. Last 1 month, you go to Hyderabad, CCS, and see what cases were. Invest in this, remember, so much. It's called investment fraud that is currently happening. Click on, he is going to share you YouTube link or something. Click on that, he will get it. So he will send you 100 rupees. Tomorrow, your 100 becomes 200. 200 becomes 300. And he says, your money, with this money, what you are getting, why can't you add another 5,000 to so that we will purchase and give some supermodel or something? You can recruit 10 people. The main problem is the greediness. Unless you tell the people, boss, you will never get. I hats off to one fellow, I used to tell it very clearly. One Lalita Jewelers fellow, nothing will come at free. I hats off to that fellow. That is what we should tell them, boss. That you tell him, boss, kuch bhi cheez pukkad mein nahi milta hai. Unless he will not sell that, how many you can go on telling, don't click this, don't click this, don't click this. Earlier we used to educate the people, don't tell OTP. We thought it's only for banking OTP. Now Amazon fellow will come to your home and say, sir, आपने Amazon order किया, cancel करना, आपको ये OTP है बताओ. That is actually he's thinking Amazon OTP, that is a bank OTP. You got the point. So don't tell them, don't reveal our banking OTP, etc. Tell them, remember very, very clearly, boss, it's a psychology, please understand it. This is how the fraudster, if you look at it, every phishing fraud that is happening, it is, they play with your mind. Urgency. Sir, immediately batao. And these people will reveal it. So that's what we should tell them also, boss. First point is very clear. By any means, nobody's money will become what? Double overnight. That unless he will not send the message further, these are the means. One means maybe this one, another maybe physical means. That message you are supposed to send it, sir, then it is going to work. To a great extent, multi-factor authentication systems have been implemented, all that is happening. But still it is the people's greed and lack of knowledge. I am not denying it, 15% is, but some cases where people are losing in lakhs, IT engineers are losing 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs because of this fraud, because it's only greediness. They should know that, remember, this is not the correct way. Unless we will not play the game from all the angles and identify all the stakeholders, we will not be successful here. Sir. That's the point. Right? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Wonderful insights about the cyber security, putting all your experience and merging it with the layman language. That is the most important thing for the students and the other people here. So if you would have gone high tech, probably people like me wouldn't have got that following in any case. Yes, it is the when you make any strong system anywhere, you want a resilient system of anything. What is the weakest thing always in the system is the people. That's what exactly he said. It is the greediness or whatever, and the people are always the weakest link in any chain. For the cyber security also, it is the people who are going to work should be aware of the things. maybe n number of policies, n number of regulations in the country or whatever. Do you mean to say that the Europe doesn't have the regulations? We have good regulations there in Europe also, but we have threats there, and people are losing money, companies are losing money. But ultimately, it is identified that the people awareness is the key factor in this. That's what he said, very nice. He started from the advantages of the generations, started telling about the cyber threats and various type of threats, how do they work, with the common examples, and dwelled upon many things, including the economy, how it is going to be affected, industry, how it is affected, and as younger generation, what you all are supposed to do, and we all need to understand this. Thank you very much, sir. Wonderful insights. I know had we got more time, it would have been more, we would have justified your knowledge to give more time. Definitely we'll have one more wonderful opportunity in the coming times. I request CSA to take up this in a separate workshop or something like that. Chalo. Moving ahead, good for the questions. Anyone has got any other questions to Sastri Garu? Quickly, yeah, write it down. We have wonderful prizes and gifts for the questions end of the session. Keep it with you. Anyone else? I know your name, please. Yeah, wonderful. Anyone else? Only one? Okay. Write it down and keep it ready. We'll address it. And we'll move on to the next session. Since we have known something more about the cyber security, we have one more expert with us to speak something related to the students more. About your career, about the education system. Why education? Because out of all the industries and the organizations, cybersecurity is affecting the education and research field more in the last 2 years. More from the student side, what you are supposed to know, how you can make your career. To know that, let me invite Mr. Vasu Adnutala. He is the founder director of Cyber Sophie. He is a startup. And Vasu is a wonderful speaker. I have seen him in the webinars. Of course, the first time I am interacting with him. He is a cybersecurity governance expert, also a keen enthusiast, and is a motivational speaker for the students. Vasu, may I please?
Good afternoon, everyone. So it's a very, very difficult position I'm in after following an eminent speaker like Shastri Garu. So I'll do my best to say a few things. Sir, pardon me if I'm saying something wrong. So first I would like to start with how many of you want to get into cybersecurity? Please raise your hands. Okay. That's it? What? Okay. What other fields? 3 people out of 100 I see. I'm hoping I'll encourage a few more to pick up cybersecurity as a career, right? So let me talk from the perspective of a startup. That's my experience. So I was in an IT world. I was heading up a large engineering team for 20 plus years. Then I started off on my own, set up a cybersecurity company. We do products and services in the cybersecurity space. So what I want to talk to you about is how your life would be as a cybersecurity consultant when you join a company, right? What would you need to know? What will you be doing on a daily basis, right? You have heard about the kind of problems we are trying to solve. What are we trying to address? But what would you be doing as an individual, right? So I'll give you one example of what we face. So we went to a company, right? We were a company which is more than a 500 crore revenue company, which had a lot of IT systems. It had a lot of, a few things on the cloud. It had a bunch of stuff, right? So we went and pitched our services to them. We told them about network security. We told them about cloud security. We told them about VPNs. We told them about what you can do from a firewall's perspective, everything. So that person listened to all of that stuff and then said, but why do we need all this? I mean, we have CCTV camera. वो ठीक हो जाएगा. I mean, CCTV camera है. I don't need cyber security, right? So the reason I'm telling you this is the awareness level itself is a huge challenge. in spite of so much communication happening, in spite of so much knowledge, so much so much advertisement, so a lot of business owners are not aware of the challenges they have or the challenges they will face if they do not have the right cybersecurity measures. Right? A lot of people are comfortable with what physical security is. A lot of business owners in the more traditional businesses. But they cannot relate to what cybersecurity is. How is it going to impact them? So, one of the important things you need to know is to be able to communicate why it is important for a business or an individual to be aware of cybersecurity, right? So, in that context, just think about it. Why should a business care about cybersecurity? What will happen if they don't care? We keep talking about cybersecurity so much. What will happen if they don't care about it? Anybody has a thought? Why should a business care about cybersecurity? I want to get some answers from people. If you are running a 100 crore business selling, I don't know, selling the latest branded shoes, you are owning that company, say, do you need to care about cybersecurity? Students, anybody? You don't need to care? If you are silent, I'll assume your answer is that you don't need to care. You don't need to care? Why? Okay. So, if you are not secure, your customers will lose trust in you, you'll lose business. Wonderful point. What is the second point you said? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. I think that is great. I think you should consider a cybersecurity career. Right? So, a company has some assets, right? A company has assets like, of course, money is a big asset, right? Every company is there to generate money. So, to protect its asset, to protect its money, to protect its intellectual property, to protect its customers' trust, these days, trust is so very important for any company. If your customers lose trust in you, you cannot do business. So, given that context, how do you, as a student, how do you gain entry into this field, right? There are a number of ways to do it. There are a number of things that you start with. One very important aspect, which I feel every student who's looking at a cybersecurity career should think about is, you need to have a breadth of information. It's not about coding. It's not about knowing a particular technology, right? Cybersecurity is about knowing about a number of things, knowing about how networking, knowing about networking concepts, knowing about hardware, knowing about applications, knowing about how memory is allocated, deallocated, knowing about how the business processes work, right? Unless you know a business process of that shoemaking company, how would you know where the data can get stolen? How would you know where the intellectual property is? So understanding the processes is important. Understanding the people involved is very important, right? If you look at cybersecurity, there are three main pillars: people, process, technology. So technology, honestly, is the relatively easy part in cybersecurity. There are products, there are point solutions for a number of solving different problems. But getting people to adopt the right technology, getting people to understand the importance of certain processes is the challenge. right? So think about how would you gain this knowledge, right? How would you gain the required knowledge to become a security expert? So as a student, what I would encourage you to do is to keep looking at what are the different basic courses you can start with. A very fundamental course is a CEH course that you would start with as a cybersecurity analyst. Start reading up about the different attacks which are happening, and try to get experienced, get comfortable in one area before you try to delve into a lot of other areas. What I mean by saying that is cybersecurity is very vast. It'll take decades to gain expertise, right? I'm not talking days, months. It'll take decades to gain expertise. So become really good at least in one area to start with. So it could be, say, IoT security, for example. If IoT, you're interested in hardware side of things, you want to really get comfortable there, look at IoT security, look at all the products which are in there. The wonderful part about cybersecurity is there is so much knowledge easily available out there. There is so much information available out there for you to learn easily. There are a number of products which are available, which you can try out and learn things by yourself. There is so much course material which is freely available, right? So the only challenge with becoming a good cybersecurity expert is only your own hard work, your own interest, and the energy that you put into it. Okay, that is the only constraint, as I see. There is a lot of free material available. So pick one area, pick what you'd like to become good at, and then start learning more and more about that. As you keep delving more into that space, you will learn the adjacencies, you'll learn what are the other related knowledge that you need to gain to become good at, say, IoT security or SCADA security, or if you want to become good at application security, right, DevSecOps. DevSecOps is a really hot field right now. How do you, we talked about secure development lifecycle. How do you ensure that the code that is being built is secure? Right? There are a number of DevSecOps tools, DevSecOps processes that you'll need to learn. So with that mindset, get really good in one area, and then start learning other adjacent areas. Right? Some of the basic things a security analyst would start with is things like a vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. That's one of the starting tasks a lot of analysts do. You look at a particular organization, look at what vulnerabilities exist in their system. Vulnerabilities related to their infrastructure, vulnerabilities in their network with their applications, vulnerabilities in their processes potentially, vulnerabilities of their cloud infrastructure. And then you do the analysis, understand what vulnerabilities are there, run exploits if as appropriate, and then try and you make a list and give it to that particular customer of yours so that they can go fix them. For example, one very basic vulnerability which a lot of companies have is that in email security, they don't have the right security headers. So that makes email spoofing very easy. I can send, if that email security header is not present, I can send an email on behalf of that company to someone else. So the receiver would think that I'm sending it on that company's behalf. Right? That's a very, very basic security header that can be tested. But a lot of people don't have that due diligence to sort that out. So with that kind of, I've just given you one example of what pieces of work entry-level person would do as a security analyst. But one thing I would urge all of you when you're considering a cybersecurity career is that this is more than a job. As you've heard in the previous talk, cybersecurity is impacting all our lives. It's wiping out life savings of people. So look at it as more than a career. You are actually out there to help people protect their life savings, protect their businesses. There are multiple cases of businesses getting completely wiped out because of an attack. Imagine the number of people who suffer when a business goes down. Hundreds or thousands of people. Right? So look at cybersecurity career is a lot more than just a job. And it is, think about it as a mission where you are actually helping people protect their digital identity. Right? Think about it that way and then enter this career. Right? With that, I would stop here, and if there are any questions, one or two, I can address that. Okay, I don't think there are any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vasu. It was a great insight to the students, basically. It is a different way altogether. You have enlightened the students about the cybersecurity. As a startup professional, you know better how important cybersecurity is. I'm very much aware that everyone knows the importance of it because it is impacting lives of everyone, starting from a common man to the big industry people also. Right? With this, I think we have made a point that cybersecurity is very important. It is going to be a good career choice for the students. It is a must for the industry. Both these points have been driven. Even if you are not taking cybersecurity as a special profession, being IT also, if you want to get into the IT industry, should know the basics of the cybersecurity. Computer Society of India is having collaborations with some cybersecurity companies, edu companies, and NASSCOM Future Skills Prime listed certification courses are also available. Why I am dwelling upon this point is, having some certification while you are doing graduation is mandatory to get good placements. The difference between a normal IT professional and a cybersecurity professional when you are starting career is, you start here, whereas a normal IT professional start here. The pay packages are high. Just work for 1 or 2 years, you will be definitely getting a good growth. Whereas a normal IT professional may not get it. All may not get it. There are firings. You all must be hearing this in the news. Every company is firing the employees. But at the same time, surprisingly, you have got hirings also. Have certifications, get good certifications will help you good placements. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thanks. Give a big hand to both the speakers, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Srini, for doing the wonderful anchoring of the first track of cybersecurity. Before we conclude the cybersecurity track, we have one announcement from the renowned professional and on the cybersecurity area. He is an information security speaker committed for educating people on cybersecurity threats and best practices. Presently, he is working as a senior project manager at Cyber Peace Foundation, a civil society organization. He was also served as a project manager at CDAC Hyderabad, spearheading the ICA Plus Information Security Education and Awareness Project by MITI Government of India. If you are hooked to the national TV or radio programs, is a renowned face. I welcome IL Narasimha Rao to make a few announcements on the Cyber Peace Foundation and what the things he wanted to offer to all of us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bala. Good afternoon. ఏంటి ఎనర్జీ చాలా తక్కువ ఉంది పొద్దున్న నుంచి. శాస్త్రి గారు సెషన్ విన్నాక ఐ థింక్ we should have a lot of energy. Thank you, Shastri garu, and all the other speakers. Right, I am here. As you know, I have been a past chairman of Hyderabad chapter, and we were just recollecting all the memories. All my past chairmen are here. So, being in this particular field, right, I have seen that there are a lot of gaps that we always see. And for all the young future generation of India, right, there are a lot of opportunities as well as responsibility, I would say. And the responsibilities is educating the people with respect to creating the awareness with respect to the type of crimes which are happening and how to safeguard their own data. And that's why I'm here I was working with educational institutions, and then I moved on to CDAC. I was the project manager at ISCA, Information Security Education Awareness. And through CSI, as Raju sir was mentioning in the morning, we have conducted wonderful programs with the support of ISCA, CDAC, and Shasi sir has been a mentor for that complete program, which is a Pan-India Government of India initiative. And then I moved on to the Cyber Peace Foundation, which is a civil society NGO, where we do a lot of programs which are pan-India basis and for the benefit for the students community. One program that I would like to announce is with respect to the volunteer programs, which we would like to associate with CSI. And through this Cyber Peace volunteer program, we will definitely train all the student branches, right, in and around Hyderabad as well as Pan-India. And it will be an online training program where at your own convenience you can join for that particular program. We train you, we give you a small certification, and also you will be enabled and empowered to conduct this awareness programs anywhere in your society. And that is what I want to mention to you very clearly. The second is the Global Cyber Challenge, which we have initiated globally, which is called as GCC, Global Cyber Challenge. You can also visit our cyberchallenge.net website, which is a hackathon which we are conducting. And last year we had almost 120 countries participating from that, and it's an open, information to you. You students can also participate in that particular Global Cyber Challenge. And also there are some kind of activities that we do with NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. And we have a CCNS hackathon which is going to begin shortly, and the last date for submission is May 10th. And I would request all of you to visit our website, cyberpeace.org, which is our website where you can get that information, and the students can also participate in that CCTNS hackathon, which we are conducting with the National Crime Records Bureau, Ministry of Home Affairs. And apart from that, my dear friends, being a CSI member, right, I have opened a lot of student branches under the Hyderabad chapter. I still remember all my colleagues, Prasanna and all being here. So I would request that the student community has to pitch in, right, where you have to get that requisite knowledge and the expertise to interact with the general public. And as Shasi sir was clearly mentioning, there are two things by which the cybercrime is increasing in India. One is the greed among the people and lack of awareness, and that is where the student community can do it and do something for the society. And through CSI, we would do this particular activity, and from Cyber Peace Foundation, I would definitely extend our helping hand to CSI, be a part, and together we can create an impactful cyber safe society. And I would request all the faculty members who are representing from different colleges, you can interact with me. We also have a concept called as Cyber Peace Clubs, which can be initiated in all the colleges free of cost. We have already signed an MOU with the TASK, the government of Telangana, and through that also we can do some kind of a programs for your institutions. So I'm very happy to be part of my CSA fraternity here. I could see a lot of young people coming forward, and I'm looking forward to work with you, contribute to the society through CSI. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bala.
Thank you for the wonderful offers. Now I would request Venkat Parshuram. Sir, please come onto the stage to felicitate the guests, and also Raju Kanchibotla. Now, we would like to first felicitate our first speaker, Krishna Shastri Penjala Garu. Please come onto the stage, sir. That was a wonderful talk he has given, and enlightened us on the cybersecurity area, which thrown up a lot of awareness to us and the kind of an impact cybersecurity has. Thank you, sir, for your enlightening talk and exciting all of us to understand about cybersecurity space. Thank you, and please be there on the stage, sir. Now, I would like to invite Vasu to get felicitated, please. Thank you, Vasu. Probably you had a curtailed speech, but it was informative. Thank you for sharing your time and providing us the insightful views. Thank you. Prasanna Kumar, sir. Okay, now it is also important for all of us to felicitate our own CSA President and Secretary. Now, for doing the same, I would request Prasanna Kumar and Chandra Dasaka to come onto the stage, please. Since Prasanna is not here, I would request Krishna Prasad to come onto the stage. Please. First, Venkat Purusharam. KP. Prasanna sir, please come. Prasanna is here. Oh, sure. Felicitate please Venkat Parshuram. Prasanna gariki. Thank you, Venkat, for gracing the occasion. We need continuous support from CSA India to drive a lot of activities in the CSA Hyderabad chapter. And now we would like to felicitate Raju Kanchibutla. It's a pride moment for us. The person behind CSA Hyderabad chapter growth right from his student days. Thank you, sir. And now I'd like to invite Dr. S. Manikandan Iyer from Pentagon Rugged Systems Private Limited. He is the Managing Director of the Pentagon Rugged Systems and also the Managing Committee member of CSA Hyderabad chapter to drive the next track proceedings on 5G and IoT. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. We don't have much time. Thank you, Bala. I know it's the stage is mine, but I'm worried about the participants. We will not take much time. Certainly, I will invite Venkat. You should have been on the stage. Sir, please. He already felicitated. Then he can be on the stage. Let me invite Ramak. It's okay. Is it audible? Feeling hungry? Bala, we will have the session after the lunch. No, they are feeling hungry. But lunch should be ready, isn't it? I am helpless. You have no option but to listen to us. What do you like to do? Want to listen or you want to close your ears? Not no, they have no option. Well, let me invite Dr. Ramakrishna. He is a doctorate in wireless communications and masters in telecommunication. And I will not take much time. Please give a big round of appreciation by applause. And he is also worked in British Telecom. And he is director and principal for one of the renowned university that I will tell you at the end. Please. Otherwise it will become promotion. And let me invite another gentleman. He is a senior manager, software design. And unless you go close to him, he will not get connected because he is working with Bluetooth and software development. Okay. And again, he is also working for a very big renowned industry. I will tell the name later. He is having 17 plus years. Sir, please come. Join us. And let me not take much time. Straight away, we will go for the deliberations. And this is going to be a very interesting session. Okay? Can you please stand up for 1 second? All backbenchers. No, not front kaadu. And you, the fourth bench guy thinks that he is not a backbencher. Fourth row guy thinks that he is not a backbencher. You are not? Are you? No. You are in the front bench. ठीक है. Please stand up for 1 second. All of you. Raise your hands, both the hands. Both the hands, as much as possible. Stretch yourself. Take a deep breath. Sit down. Sir, Bala, can I get one more mic? Yeah, thank you, Bala. Participants, you should appreciate the kind of patience and the kind of, the commitment that CSI is having towards selecting a very, very valid topic that can go into the discussions today. I'm sure after listening to Sastri sir, we will not be having much to talk about. We came with a lot of preparations. Everything went for a 6. Okay, and we will take it as it goes. What do you say, Ramakrishna? Sir? You are with me, right? So we will not talk much and bore you much. Before that, before we begin, I request the panelists to set the context is very simple. Let me set the context first. There are 4 important aspects of IoT. Sir, IoT ante mari cyber crime lo raakandi. We are trying to only address how the IoT is going to function, how it is going to be useful. It is used less, it is not useless. Most of the time we think that IoT is not useless. And also it is hoped very less, but it is not hopeless. It will take some more time. Okay, we will get into the what you call technology per se. What we thought, the 4 of us, we thought and discussed after 1 hour of deliberations from your session, and you can imagine the amount of corrupt files that has gone into them, that they felt hungry also. So we'll have to revive them actually. Okay, we'll reboot. Now the question is, we wanted to set 4 important aspects of any IoT. We will simplify it. Okay. One is, the first part of the IoT is, anybody? Acquiring, sensing. Agreed? Sensing. Anything. You can sense anything of your choice. What is the next component? Oh, I think. I will not ask you whether I am audible. I will be audible. I am visible now. I am not that short also. The question is, first is what? No, I want the answer from the participants. First component is? What is the second component? No. Panelists cannot answer. Second. You have sensed. What else you will do? What is the next stage? There are only 4 stages. Sensing, second one is transmitting. What is the third one? No, once you have transmitted, don't worry, then cybercrime sir will come. Third one is analyzing. What is the fourth one? No, reporting. Right? There are only 4 components of any IoT. Let us not talk about 5G, 6G, 7G. It can be any G, okay, as long as we are modified actually. First is sensing, second one is, fourth one, they are going by the sequence. Fourth one, so we are 4 of us, we will take one and we will tell you how it can be stitched together. End of the day, when you go back to your college, I know it will be challenges for the lecturers and professors here. We will ensure that how the industry looks into every application, how it should be secured. You got something, you received something, okay? You are ensuring that it should be communicated. Communication can be anything. Okay, we will not take much time. I request, I told you at the outset, unless you come close, he will not get connected. That's why I am sitting very next to him. Okay, Ayan, stage is yours. and you have only 3 minutes.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Thanks to CSI Hyderabad chapter for inviting me to address the students out here and all the dignitaries. So IoT, right? What is IoT? Internet of Things, right? Yeah. So everything is digital now. Right? Nowadays, everything is digital, so everything is connected means to the network, right? And so now the network that we have, which is most popular now in IoT, is basically the 4G LTE, right? So we are here to talk about the importance of 5G when it gets into the IoT, right? How it would change the picture means. So when we talk about IoT, the most common areas where the IoT would expand in future are something like smart home, right? Smart cities, medical industries would evolve, right? Agriculture industry would evolve, right? So now, so when we basically go to say something like smart cities, right? Or medical industry. So there everything should be real time, right? To make the experience real time when things are done over network, right? You need to basically have reduced latency. And the throughput and the average data rate, right? That also should be very, very fast. So that 5G is going to ensure for us, right? So the upload speed, download speed, everything is going to increase by tenfold, right? Similarly, latency is also something that would be reduced to say 1 millisecond, right? So what is latency? Anybody from the students? Yeah, latency is something that basically quantifies, see, when a signal gets transferred from the sender to receiver, right? How much time it basically takes for that, right? So that's called latency, right? So 5G is gonna reduce that. Then comes something where lot of devices, like say millions of devices per kilometer square, it needs to be connected at the same time over network, right? So the connection density support that we need to have, so that needs to be intense. So 5G would ensure that. Throughput needs to be higher, availability needs to be always there. Say, when IoT gets used in medical systems, right, medical industry, right? So, say the patient is coming by an ambulance to the hospital. So now, without IoT in picture, right, unless that patient is in hospital, doctors cannot diagnose. Right, but with IoT in picture, with so much high-speed data network in picture, right? So, means even within ambulance also, doctor can remotely diagnose, remotely give advice based on the situation of the patient, because there can be video calls in place, right? To make it faster, right? So that way means now. Plus, see, when there is a lot of data that gets transferred over network, right, the power consumption should not be high, right? So that's one more important aspect that we basically need to see, right? So power consumption, so 5G is going to ensure that even though there would be a lot of processing that would happen over network or through edge computing or on the cloud, right, the overall power consumption for that network would be still contained, right? So that should be lesser, because that we need to ensure much more higher battery life for that, right? So that's what 5G is going to bring in, right? So these are few of the important aspects that 5G is going to bring in. So we'll talk more on other industries where 5G would be more and more useful, right? How smart cities, smart home, and all these things basically would be facilitated by 5G, right? So maybe.
Yeah, thank you, Ayan. Please. I think we were supposed to discuss about the between the systems, the communications. Probably we'll take it up when we go forward. Please. And I request. You are worried who is going to be, right? We will put a task. No, I'll ask our Venkat Garu. Please come step forward. And what do you think the appropriate sensor that we should be having in this hall? Anyone? Why so much silence? Not the mic. What is the appropriate sensor that we should be having in this hall? Can anybody? Yeah. Organizers, professors, lecturers are not allowed to answer. And including panelists. You are a student, huh? Huh? No.
Okay, I think, sir, this should be very simple because I follow, I believe in what Shastri Gaur is saying is, we need to tell you what exactly it is in a very simple form. I had to unlearn a lot of things from me to actually deliver these things, sir. In fact, not now, I have started unlearning a lot of things. Unlearning doesn't mean I forget things, it only means how we deliver and how the people understand it. So now, since sensing is what you have given it to me, yeah. So the first aspect, whenever we speak about IoT, don't take it as a jargon, Internet of Things. Internet of Things. Everything is fine and perfect. But what is Internet of Things? Before even IoT kind of a thing, what was there earlier is what you have to understand. Now, if you get into the classroom, since he has already taken up the, what is the sensor out here, if you get into a lecture, if you get into the college, your professors are waiting over there and he's been teaching something. So what is the first sensor which works in you when he is speaking? You need to understand. So you have the ear, his sensors were the mouthpiece, but yours were ears, yours were brain. There are a lot of sensors which works. We cannot classify into one. So any IoT designs or anything which you are thinking at it, please don't look at it as a complex thing. It is what is you're seeing, that's exactly we are trying to replicate into the form. So now when I call sensing out here, it senses what is the level of water, how much water is being produced and how much is the tank level here. Same sensors are there in each and every unit, which also says there is no money involved. Everybody is given a smart card. They just go, tap it, collect the water. Now smart cards are recharged. You call it as a prepaid cards. We just tap it and release. The moment the water is released, we have a sensor over there which sense it. Same way water level, we have a sensor over there which sense it. Production, we have a sensor which sense it. So these are all the sensors over there. Now I'm not getting depth into the whole application.
And you already gone too deep.
So before even you think about IoT, please don't get it complicated. It's nothing big. It's only a jargon I keep talking, IoT, Internet of Things. All things are nothing but these devices. And these don't have brains. We just have to put the brains inside, put the programs and everything has been populated.
Well, that is...
Down the line, I'll explain you if he permits me.
Yeah.
I can give you the whole picture in a very nascent way, which we can do, and there is something good in the end.
I'm glad Venkat has given how to drink water now at the first round. Okay? Agreed? With a lot of sensors.
I've done. So there are a lot of sensors now we can point out. Now when he says sensors, you have sensors here, you have sensors in the eye, you have sensors. So everything is a sensor, don't worry about it.
Yeah, Mr. Venkat, we will take it forward in that. We'll see. How it is going to get communicated and stitched is more important. I'm sure British Telecom will help us. Please. If you are acknowledging, you are acknowledging a round of applause. Otherwise, he will not get inspiration. Nobody will get inspiration if you are silent.
First of all, very good afternoon to one and all. First of all, I would like to thank CSA chapter for giving me this opportunity. As Sir said that now, the communication between the devices. The candidate for 5G is device-to-device communication. And in this IoT and 5G era, D2D plays a vital role because communication between the devices is the most important thing. And the next part is we have a network assisted D2D and autonomous D2D communications. Earlier we started the research work in device to device communication. We used to take the help of the network and we used to establish the D2D. And the second concept is autonomous D2D. Autonomous D2D means without the assistance of the network, the devices in the IoT pattern will communicate with each other. And this is called as an autonomous D2D communications. And basically the application of this autonomous D2D is whenever there is no network, for example in an earthquake scenario or in a tsunami scenario or a natural disaster or somewhere where we can't find the network, where we can't reach to the network, these D2Ds will play a vital role. And we have worked on various samples and we have given a wonderful output. And coming to this device to device communication, we have a fully controlled and a loosely controlled D2D communication. Whereas fully controlled means where our devices will be under the control of the network pattern, whereas in the loosely controlled device to device communication, where the devices can communicate each other without any relaying support. And finally, coming back to the security aspects. The challenge for this autonomous D2Ds as well, as we are saying that 5G gives you high data rates and high speed data, and again the security is the most important thing in the 5G as well. Now the challenge here is majority of these communications happens at IP layer, and the security is the most important part, and incorporating the security features in 5G is the next level of the challenge. One decade we worked for network assisted D2D and communication between the D2D devices in IoT pattern. Then the next level of challenge is incorporating the security in 5G. And thank you so much, sir, for these opportunities. You told that only 2 minutes time.
So you can give it at the last round. Okay? Well, you should thank. You're done with.
I should continue or not?
No. You're done with your communications, sir.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're nicely covered. A very important aspect you have touched. That during during natural disasters related, how the communication should take place, which is a very serious subject that we need to deliberate. But we need one full day session for that. Okay, that we will take it later. Please come, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Only you got twice applause, huh? Nobody else. Well, again, my question is not yet answered by the audience. What sensor is missing in this hall? No answer? No answer? ठीक है, we will come back to that. Don't worry, I will remember the question. Okay. The idea is now I am happy how Mr. Ian contributed in this particular discussions about short range kind of a latency, and also he spoke about a very important what you call application called telemedicine, which is more important, means collecting the data of a patient and then ensuring that the data and the information reaches the respective hospital where it can be taken care of. That's what you are trying to talk about. And you also said any IoT devices should be sensible enough not to be too hungry like our people to eat more power. That is what you said, if I'm not wrong, right? Okay. I have one more question I'm throwing to the group, only for the students. Okay. Which is the best IoT system that is there in our body? Second question. Okay. Sorry. No rupees paisa. They will get one chapati extra. Or one gulab jamun. Sir, this lo gulab jamun unda. One gulab jamun extra. We will not go too beyond that. When I come back to Venkat has Mr. Venkat has nicely touched a topic on application specific. He has touched such a beautiful application which is truly required actually. He spoke about what you call the sensing, unmanaged. What is the difference between safety and security? Can anybody answer quickly in a very crisp word? Can somebody answer, can somebody clarify what is the difference between safety and security? No. Sir, they are very hungry. That is a problem. Safety is always unmanned. Security is always manned. Agreed? You say yes or no, yaar? Say loudly, so that you'll get more hungry and you can eat more. Okay. Now that is what exactly Mr. Venkat wanted to stress upon a point that when there is nobody to look into it, how do you manage is more important. Now we are not talking about GPS spoofing or it's quite scary, sir. You said the 5th generation of cyber security is going to be on us. I mean IoT, not on us. Okay, on the IoT subject, if I am not wrong. That is a wonderful sensing. Okay, we will deliberate it again. And when it comes to device-to-device communication, I heard this, Ramakrishna. I know you did your PhD also in this. You want a mic? You can take it anytime. So the idea is like device-to-device communication is nothing but the way how we communicate with another human being also, at an appropriate time. It cannot be better than when it is a disaster or when it is rescue operations we call. Okay, so we will dwell upon that, and let me take first Mr. Ian, if it's okay. Can you please tell us, Mr. Ian, how do you think, because you are expert in Bluetooth, 17 years of your experience, I'll ask you a straight question, like how do you think Bluetooth is playing a role in IoT? Because we always see IoT means Internet of Things. Where is the Bluetooth comes in the Internet? It's a good question, right? If it is yes, you say yes, yeah. I am asking on your behalf actually, okay? Yeah, Ian.
Thanks, Mr. Rai. Yeah, so as you... Hello? Yeah, am I audible? Yeah. So yeah, as you rightly said in the beginning itself, Bluetooth is a short-range wireless, right? So it's not something which helps you to connect over the internet, right? There are profiles in Bluetooth, means which basically helps us to connect, but yeah, Bluetooth is not famous for that. Bluetooth is famous for, like say you are within a room, means within a particular apartment. Apartment means your flat, right? So there, the connectivity that you need, right? So that connectivity should not be power hungry, because it should not happen that the connectivity protocol that you use is super power hungry, at it basically dissipates the power, but you do not needed for the small data exchange that you need to happen within that particular room. Or say you are connected to, so you have smartphone and you are connected to a Bluetooth headset, right, for streaming, right? So see how Bluetooth helps here, even though it's not going to help you to connect over internet, because wherever there is a requirement for short range wireless, right? So there Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, all these things basically comes handy, right? Because point is you do not need internet to communicate to a device which is in the same room, right? Because that would introduce additional latency, because when you can have peer-to-peer connection.
No, Mr. Ian, do you mean to say that it is something like a device-to-device communication?
Yes.
What Mr. Ramakrishna was trying to dwell upon the subject, right? You are trying to talk about the same, right?
Correct.
Device-to-device. So then how the Bluetooth will, what do you think device-to-device communication and the Bluetooth, how does it differs? What do you think, what is the best solution that you can ask the students to work on? See, Bluetooth, they all know. If I'm not half a dozen, everybody will be having some, they all will be having a headset actually. Okay, then how do you think this can play a role? Let's see here.
Sure. Coming to Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or WiMAX, anything. The next level of these devices is device-to-device communication.
Okay.
Where it is used for near-field communications, whereas this Bluetooth or Zigbee can be used for near-field communication. Where in device-to-device communication, devices itself will act as a relay. For example, if you want to connect two devices which are in a foreign.
I'm sure you are not hungry.
I am not at all hungry.
Can you be a little more louder?
What I am telling is
see.
Bluetooth or Zigbee or Wi-Fi, which works with a short range of communications. That means if you want to connect, as Sir is saying, that if you want to do the communications within the range of this room, then that is the most compatibility. Whereas coming to D2D communications, where if you are going for even it is useful for far field communications, what I am telling that devices itself will act as a relay and it will boost the signals. So device to device communication is the next level. It is more than a Bluetooth, more than a Wi-Fi or WiMAX, Wi-Fi Max. That is a upgraded version of this communication between the two devices.
You mean? Okay, now I understand. Exactly from the technology point of view, the Bluetooth is maybe for the very near device and only one device to one device only. Probably you are pairing it. That is one, you have a better,
yeah, so
you have multiple devices also you can do it.
Yeah, correct. So point is, see, Bluetooth is basically evolving. So earlier, means when Bluetooth came into picture,
Can
right?
you little,
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Bluetooth came into picture, right? So that point of time, still you can connect, say 7 devices to a given master. Plus, see, there are different concepts in Bluetooth, like Piconet, where there would be a master device, like a central device, which can connect to multiple peripheral devices, right? Or you can have a mesh of such devices. It's like multiple devices can connect to each other, right? Plus, the way Bluetooth evolved, so the next generation Bluetooth called LE audio.
No, I think Mr. Venkat is not agreeing with you. He wants to. You are agreeing to disagree.
I agree to that because there is nothing called wrong in this.
Okay.
He has been speaking about this local kind of a thing.
Okay.
He's been talking about device to device, maybe local or from here to the other building.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, here is where the bandwidth comes in. Now that is a 2G, 3G, 4G, 5Gs.
Okay, all Gs.
Okay, all Gs comes in.
Yeah.
So what is the benefit? Now we are talking about impact of 5G and IoT. So what exactly can 5G play out into this IoT? Is when the communication from this building to that building is happening, I cannot do it through Bluetooth. So I need a medium for that, and that could be your, currently it is 4G, 5G is still evolving. So
they are advertising, but
yeah, that's right. So 4G, SIMs are here, SIM is there, and you have been connected to one device to the other device, right? Now 5G when it comes, so why 5G? I can go with the 2G also. The current scenario in the industry is now we need the information fast on a real time. Now a device to device starts speaking, and if it takes 3 seconds, 5 seconds, there is a latency out there. Now information is mismatched. Now this is one device. If I have 10 devices, now there will be a lot of issues. So the bandwidth starts increasing in that, and that's what the faster communication happens between the device.
No,
So here you have an IoT,
no.
there you have a 5G.
Understood. We have 4G also, it will work, but the question is, IoT has nothing to do with the 5G and 4G. Right? It is nothing to do.
IoT is
See, basically 5G is only a spectrum.
Now, one second. The
Yeah.
spectrum.
Yeah.
Now you need a transmission medium.
Huh.
So this is
To-
where exactly
to-
that works. Your Bluetooth or your Zigbees. Zigbee simple example is your electricity departments. All your houses have the meters up. The guy just keeps passing from there and just scans it and takes it. Though this technology is not come here, not full-fledged, but there is a central tower over there and it captures directly. No person need to move across. That's the kind of a thing. But it's a small, short ranges up.
No,
Now, Bluetooth is the short. Now, 5G when it goes, if I have the SIMs in those meters, nobody moves out, no electrical guy, no lineman comes to your house, everything is been monitored centralized.
No, the point, no.
That's what transmission.
I fully agree with you, Mr. Venkat, but the point that I wanted to dwell upon here is nothing to do with the spectrum when it comes to IoT. What we call is a narrow band. It's basically called NB-IoT. You get that narrow band in 5G spectrum. If I'm not wrong, can somebody tell me what is a kilohertz it works in? How many colleges you have 5G or NB-IoT lab? Or how many of you have access? Okay, no problem. You will get that how and where and how it can be accessed. Probably we will dwell upon that as well. The idea is like, when it comes to 5G, it's a spectrum, and when it comes to using that spectrum is a narrow band, which we are using only 220 kilohertz if I'm not wrong. Okay, probably Ramakrishna can say using that small spectrum of data, you can connect millions of sensors.
That's exactly where this bandwidth is required.
Right, exactly. So it has nothing to do with 5G. Yes, 5G provides the spectrum, the bandwidth.
So what I'm saying is, let's say it is an IoT.
It is NB-IoT, so we have nothing to do with 5G. Agreed? It is a narrowband IoT.
I have a two-wheeler.
Yeah.
You and me need to travel.
Yeah.
So whatever G it is, we need to travel together on that.
Not necessarily. I can go by walk also.
What
Right?
I'm saying is, but I do have two more of them.
You may
Now,
have
this is
you
where
may
the
have
bandwidth
two-wheeler.
spread
You may
required.
have to walk, but you need a clear road. That road is nothing but the spectrum and the bandwidth. Agreed? What you want to walk is a sensing. How you want to walk is something connecting. How, end of the day, whether you are reaching the destination or not is something reporting. Huh? Yeah, sir. Sure.
Right.
No, the point is well taken, sir. The idea is how many sensors can be connected at one point is what the narrowband gives you the spectrum.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead, Venkat.
So so
And that is depends on applications. Let's not get into that. Sir.
that's the reason taking up a small application is when we explain what exactly is sensing and how many sensors are required. Tell me an IoT will have 4 sensors, they'll only cater to that. They'll have 8 sensors cater to that. These sensors are nothing but the informations what you're trying to pick up from there and transmit it. So those are the sensors.
No,
Now it
that
could be
is
humidity,
that is
could
where
be
Mr.
level,
Ian
that could be-
that is where Mr. Ian plays a role.
Okay, fine.
Where he says from sensor to the main board, It's a short distance communication, which Bluetooth can also do, right? You know, you'll have
Bluetooth does that.
does that.
Right. And one more thing that plays a vital role here is power, right? So when we talk about Bluetooth, right, it's a low power technology, right? So the moment we bring in something advanced, right, the power consumption also equally changes.
Okay,
So-
that is a beauty. See, if you take up any application per se, you have a sensor. If you want to have a short communications, Bluetooth will play a role. And if it is a little longer, one device to the other device, or on a longer distance it has to go, I think Ramakrishna will play a role.
Coming to the power controlling techniques in D2D communications, and it will go with an application to application. No, the power controlling technique mechanism in D2D will differ from an application to the application. First thing which we have to note. And coming to this, the range of communications and the vicinity should be taken into the consideration. And the topology is the most important thing we should consider when we are, device to device communications will be designed as per the need of the customer. And the second thing is, this coming to the picture, based upon the scenario we should consider. And this power controlling mechanism always depends upon the number of devices which we are going to consider in the cluster before coming to the real-time application. And coming to this 5G, why the 5G plays the most important role in D2D is the candidate for the device-to-device communication is 5G. So the data rates, when we move from 4G to 5G, the reason for switching from 4G to 5G is data rates. So the data rates plays a key role. That's why we are adapting 5G into this device-to-device communication.
Wonderful. We can go on and on. The subject is such a wonderful. It is. I know you're all hungry. We cannot be between you and the food. No, sir. Just give me 2 minutes, and you can give with your. Probably we can come with the closing remarks. Okay. You would like to say what is that exactly you do in the organizations where you work? Would you like to say 30 seconds? See, so
you are
sir has cybercrime I use. Sir has already told there is a stepmotherly treatment. He used a word, right, in one of the answer. So that is what happening to ours, sir. You have taken more time of ours. So you have taken more time of ours. So that we have a problem here. Anyhow, it's okay. Yeah, please.
I should complete in 10 seconds, right?
Please do it. That is you should without latency.
Myself, Dr. Ramakrishna, I am working in KL University as a director and principal for College of Engineering. And basically, what I will tell to my students is, please go towards the projects. That means project-based learning. That means practice, theory, and practice. I've been working in KL University from last 8 years, and we are doing this model in a most successful way, and at least giving a highest priority to the skill development courses. And every year I'm having a fighting with the academics department that first priority we should give for the skill courses. Unfortunately, the Indian academic system, the credits for the skill courses are 0. So what I am going to suggest for all the college management or the senior professors who are sitting in this conference hall, we should give a highest priority for the skill development courses, and we should go adopt a model called practice, theory, and practice. That is the model which gives you a lot of impact. And in KL University, we are going to give a highest importance for the project-based learning activities. That means if a faculty or a student involves in a project, it comes out with a research, and it comes out with a publication, it comes out with a patent. So we should adapt for this kind of culture. And I sincerely request all the students who are sitting in the conference room, learn while doing. That means always go with the projects. For example, I will take only 2 seconds.
Yeah. No, whatever is advice is also applicable to outstanding students also. Outstanding, those who are standing outside, for them also.
And identify the problems within the college itself. For example, if you are learning C and data structures, find out how can you use this C programming and data structures within your campus, and try to do good number of projects within the campus, because your learning starts from your campus. So I always encourage the students to do the n number of projects within this campus and take it to the next level. Okay?
That's interesting, sir. I think that's learning while, earning while learning is also a kind of that is where the industry also plays a role. I think Ayan can give his closing remark, 30 seconds.
Yeah. So I'm a senior manager in Silicon Labs India. Right. So how we contribute to the society means especially the universities and colleges. So we have a lot of tie-ups with a lot of different colleges. We go for tech talks. We make them understand that what IoT really means, right? And how IoT plays a pivotal role, because folks are, we have seen a trend where we see that the students are majorly interested towards different kind of application programming and all, right? So point is, what we try to make them understand that our future is IoT. And we hold a lot of campus talks, tech talks, and and a lot of internships also we basically sponsor, where folks from multiple universities or colleges, they come to Silicon Labs and they do project along with us to basically get a feel of what IoT really is. Because my team here, I lead the Bluetooth team, right? And my team here, so we work from application to the core stack to the controller layer. So the end-to-end system means which basically talks to the hardware. So we basically, the students that who come and work with us, we during this internship, right? So we make them understand that how IoT plays a role to the society and what kind of things that we do within our company.
That's interesting. I think, can you tell me what is the company he is representing? You, yeah. Can you tell me what is the company sir is representing? No worry. You will get extra gulab jamun. Can you? I'll tell you on your behalf. You give me your gulab jamun to me, okay? Silicon Labs India. Silicon Labs India. Okay, we are running short of time. I'll ask you some more questions. Why I requested Mr. Venkat to summarize, give a closing remark at the end.
Inside for you to immediately move out. But let me tell you, all students out here, do you have a IoT lab in your college? You don't have? To be built, or what is the concept, or do you have any thought process? Or is it something, a particular line is being given and you work on this? Is somebody forcing you on to only do this kind of a module and say it as an IoT and try to create? Let me know. Because this is where CSI can help you out. That's exactly where I'm coming to. So you do not have an IoT lab in your college, right? So where do you practice this? Where do you practice this? Where do you experiment this? Where do you make this? Let it be CSC or anything. I initially is already told that computer science now doesn't mean these are not fit for industry. So you need a hands-on experience on this. Now let me just announce, sir, if it is okay. For the benefit of all the students and also the professors or teachers out there, whoever is there, CSI Hyderabad chapter, there is a lab being created with all the equipments out there. We have taken this initiative. Now, this lab, though it is to the level of the students, it is not only off the shelf, you take a product and build some tools out. A motor car going, so okay, Arduino comes in, just fix it and send it. No. You need to design the whole of the PCBs, you need to design, come with your prototype, get it tested at the lab here. You can come to CSI Hyderabad, walk in, say this is my prototype, can I have tested, sir? Can I have a resource who can do it?
So
We are available.
Would you like to share the address?
CSI Hyderabad. Yeah. So this is the first step what we have taken. This is the first step what we have taken is setting up a small lab in that. I cannot call it full-fledged research, but this is going to be towards the full-fledged research lab. This lab, once you are through, now it is your thing to take it to your college and say we need to set up a lab over there and start creating. Don't become a software guys, also integrate this hardware components along with that. Don't take off-the-shelf things. Your mind is nothing. Off-the-shelf is somebody else has designed. Start designing. That's exactly the engineers got to do. And that's a challenge. Any problem statement is just lying around you. We have a communication problem here. Now tell me, what are the devices you can keep? So you come up with the problem statements. You decide, let it be in your common life. Get your problem statement. Sir, this is what I need a support. Lab is there and that's it.
That's interesting. I think that...
so lab is open for all the CSI students and all.
There is a small asterisk, terms and conditions that you can see in the website. Unless you go and see the website, register yourself, you can, I think this announcement truly deserves a huge round of applause. CSI, academy coming out is, of course, there is, there is a...
I would just like to add also, we do have the industries coming along and they will be actually helping us to train you out over there on the design and front.
Yeah, I was about to come to that point.
Yeah.
So Silicon Labs, we have our own devices which basically can be used in this lab, right? So we can have a collaboration with CSI, right? And
so you can understand the new designs coming in, you can understand how to design the whole product. Don't do the supermarket job, pick up the items from there and integrate it and say, okay, I've done a project. That's not a real project, please understand.
I'm sure, Mr. Venkat, we can go on and on like a marathon. I'm sure we have so much of knowledge and resources here to share. I'll give you only one question to be asked. The rest of the question, you take it holding your plates. Any question, one question you wanted to answer, you wanted to ask any of the panelists here, you can ask. If you don't ask, I will think that something bounced or you have understood everything. If not, all experts are available. Even they will be joining us for the lunch. You can always ask them at any given point of time. Over to Bala. I think any more suggestions you have? Okay, over to Bala.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Manikandan, for doing that insightful panel talk on 5G and IoT. I believe that panel talk was full of fun, fight, argument, debate, all kind of combinations and flavors he brought into that and made us enjoy the talk. Thank you. Thank you. I think that is a fun part of Money always. We enjoy his company all the time in the MC meeting also. Even though he looks serious, but he's always a humanist and also a humorist. Thank you, Mani. And thank you all the panelists, Ayan, Ramakrishna and Venkat, for sharing your thoughts around that 4 stages: sensing, transmitting, analyzing, and reporting. That makes simple and makes it every part of the IoT definition very, very simple to understand. With that note, I would now request Dr. Manikandan Iyer to felicitate our panelists. First to start with Ayan Ghosh. Veda? Raju Garu, you can join. And if since Venkat is always there. You give the memento, sir. Memento event. Thank you, Ayan. And thank you, Silicon Labs, to collaborate with CSI Hyderabad chapter and CSI India in sharing their Silicon Lab kits to experiment in CSI office. Thank you. And please pass on my thank yous to... Yeah, and we would now request felicitation to be done to Ramakrishna. And Rajiv, you can join the stage. Ramakrishna? Thank you. Thank you, Ramakrishna. and for sharing your thoughts around the academic areas. Thank you. And now there is another felicitation to Venkat, now in the form of a panelist, should share his thoughts now.
I remember my school days when I used to keep getting all the prizes up.
Thank you, Venkat. And he, along with Raju, were spearheading that IoT initiative to set up that lab. Thank you. Thank you. And we are just 2 minutes away from the lunch. Now I request Chandra Dasakar to come over to the stage to do the formal announcements and proceedings associated to the lunch.
Yeah, I think I have the most important announcement to make. The lunch is ready. Okay, the lunch is this side. You know, you can use the door back side, take a right turn, because there is another set of lunches available for somebody else. Third floor there is another event, so please don't go that side. ESTA, Estav Foods, this is our lunch. That's one. Second thing, another important point is we are signing an MOU next week to conduct cyber security certification and PG diploma courses in cyber security with IIT Jodhpur. Next week we are signing that. This will be extended to all the colleges, all the seniors, the faculty available here. Please, get in touch with the chapter. Next week we are signing this MOU. Actually, they are supposed to come today, but they did not confirm. Last moment they said yes, but I said, I can't accommodate. So let's move to next week. So thank you very much. Again, lunch is there. Feel free. You have 40 minutes to 45 minutes for your lunch. Then, please come back and we will have the next session. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Okay?
Thank you, sir. And I request all the current MC members to stay back for a photograph, and also the new MC members also to stay back for the photograph. After that, you can move for the lunch. Rest can join for the lunch.
You can join a little late for the lunch.